So how do you feel now, since we are planning to go ahead and about 20-25 departments are involved in that? And how do you see, if I ask you particularly, what would be the low-hanging fruits? So which probably could be, what should I say, captured, or we could have much accelerated targets in those areas. So how do you see going ahead, particularly in certain sectors which we feel are low-hanging fruits?
Thank you. First and foremost, thank you. I'm glad to be a part of such esteemed panel where everybody is an expert. I'm very glad to hear from Mr. Minas how you've highlighted the importance of transport sector, and Ms. Agrawal on how you've brought out the importance of the municipal commissions to actually adopt those things. So, sir, I think your question is already answered. So if we have such experts from the demand side sectors who are the energy consumers, who know their role on how to adopt more clean and green energy, then GIZ is redundant. But just for the sake of sort of introducing what GIZ is, I'm not sure how many of the esteemed audience know what GIZ is and what we do. We are commissioned by the German government to support India by providing development assistance. Punjab is one of the states where we are working, and our main partners are the central ministries, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Ministry of Power, and other ministries in the central government. But depending on the demand and the steer from the Indian government, we go to certain states and we provide technical assistance. Punjab, as Mr. MP Singh said, has been a long-lasting partner for us, and we've been seeing very encouraging results here from the state itself. We broadly work under 4 broader theme areas: energy, sustainable development, urban development, skills, and health. And I think when we are talking about long-term energy plan, all of these sectors have some role or the other to play. You highlighted we got in touch with 20-25 departments, and we recently were glad to launch the long-term energy plan for the state of Punjab, where and the process adopted was more on interdepartmental discussions, coordinations, and even data-driven policy making, how we can facilitate that. In the process, it took us about 1.5 to 2 years to bring all the departments on board and to actually see what is the role by each and every department, including cities, including municipalities, including the different state departments, be it the transport department, agriculture department, BSPCL, PEDA. We have buildings as one of the overarching sectors which we have taken, but this also incorporates your schools, your education, all of the things, even residentials, because as you rightly highlighted, sir, on transport, even on the bus stands, we have a large amount of space. Agriculture is one of the mainstays for biomass. We heard in the inaugural session about the importance of bioenergy for Punjab. It is the sector and the state to look at where there's a large scope of how bioresources can play an important role to replace the energy from fossils. Overall, if we see, energy sector overall contributes to about 75% of greenhouse gas emissions in India, and only electricity alone accounts for 40% of these 75% emissions. Now, just PEDA or just PSPCL or just energy providing sectors cannot make a difference if there is no demand from the sectors, and as you rightly pointed out, the sectors involved in consuming the energy. Now, I won't say anything is a low-hanging fruit. Everything and every sector needs very refined scope of policies, regulations, business models, financing, all of those things to come in. And if we make a matrix of a latitude and a longitudinal kind of a thing, then all of these things combined in each and every sector, be it in the agriculture sector, be it in the transport sector, all of these things come into play. Not everything can be driven by government subsidies. Not everything can be driven by only private sector capital. things have to be a mix of all of the instruments that we can bring in. And in terms of, I think the detailed plan is available. I think hopefully we will be soon uploading it on PETA's website also. And there is the long-term energy plan, and the vision for the state is already developed till 2040. In terms of breaking down those visions into hardcore actions, these actions are already there and will be launched soon in the PEDA's website in terms of what is the role of each and every sector, be it transport, be it agriculture, be it buildings, be it industries, be it MSMEs, be it municipalities, or even this, at the city level, what are the actions which need to be taken up? Those actions are all detailed out. I think I've mentioned broadly the sectors which need to be covered, but I think it has to be a combination of both energy efficiency and renewable energy measures which need to be clubbed together. For example, if you pick up, and all of these things have to work parallelly. We have to start from as basic as involving farmer producer organization. If I take an example of the agriculture sector, in saying how do you aggregate your biomass, how do you store your biomass, how do you make it more, how do you refine it more and process it more so that this can be utilized by the NTPCs of the world or thermal power plants of the world for cogeneration. The regulations are already coming up at the national scale. So how do you do the sourcing by involving the communities themselves for biomass? Then again, as you rightly said, putting the right infrastructure in place, and transport is a brilliant example of one of the upcoming sectors where it has to be done. Replacement of IC engines by electric vehicles has to be done. What is the role of municipalities in having that infrastructure set up? Even promoting more of public transport and bio CNG, how does that play a role in bringing those things together? I think all of this will evolve. Some of the directions we already have, and some of these things are to be involving. We will continue working with the state of Punjab as a whole, and we will see how all of these sectors can be supported to adopt more of renewable and clean energy, and not only a push from the energy departments of the states.